And yes, you're welcome. It's a fantastic day today. Welcome to Prime Sports. My name is Austin Osorens, and this is where sports lives. Amazing highlights from the Formula One, ever exciting, accelerating races in Formula One. I'm not alone. I've got my co-host, co-pilot, who's spotting in blue because he's representing his blues today. Welcome to the show, Umwetuk Dixon Umwetuk.
Wow.
You didn't see that coming, did you?
I didn't see that coming. Well, good morning, viewers. Good morning, Austin.
Good morning.
Well,
I think I like the contrast we're doing here. Dixon is in all shades of blue.
all shades of blue, wow.
That's what he said he was doing today. Today is all shades of blue. And I decided to opt out.
like the Super League. Actually, pretended used to join the Super League. You don't want to join the Super League. You opted out.
Yes, I did opt out.
But you could see the signs during the morning flight. You saw Paul almost dressed with the shades of blue. So I just decided, there's this sign. Let me just follow that color combination. Because when I woke up this morning, I looked at the sky. It was blue too. So,
Dixon just giving us lyrics in your mind. In your mind. All right, tonight is the big night. We'll be opening the phone lines in a little bit. It's Real Madrid versus Chelsea in the first quarter, semi-finals actually of the Champions League 2020-21 season. And I think it's going to be an interesting one. I have an interesting take on that game. You'll be hearing it today live on the show, and we'll get that in a bit. But before that, can Kelechi Iheanacho stop scoring? I think not. He's in blazing form, and yesterday night was testament to that. A goal and an assist, by the way, I must say, is sublime. In the way Dixon put it, is sublime, fantastic goal. Dixon, I have evidence on you. All that chat we chatted yesterday, I screen grabbed it so that you won't say you don't have it.
no, you can't do that. That'll be violating my practice. I'm suing you for I'm suing you for that.
Dixon is always fond of saying, prove it. I never said so. This time I have had evidence. When I told him Kelechi is going to do Chelsea a number at the FA Cup, Dixon said, should I tell them what you said?
Do you really have that chat? Do you really have it?
Dixon said, we'll rob them. We had this VAR.
Oh my God.
But that was so funny. But brilliant one for Kelechi Iheanacho. I'm super excited for him.
1 goal and 1 assist.
Fantastic. 14 goals in 14 games. Fantastic. I think he's having that's in all competitions. He's having the season of his life. I'm really pretty excited for him because we sat down here 2 years ago. I remember it was 2 years ago.
Yes.
He had become
before the Nations Cup.
Before the Nations Cup, he had become overweight.
He was dropped.
He was dropped from the Nigerian, the Super Eagles list.
Yes.
That's how serious his case was. But he's redefined himself. One thing you must say is thanks to his coach also, Brendan Rodgers. And somebody did an analysis yesterday, and I think it's a brilliant analysis, and I tend to agree 100%. The person said one of the reasons we think we're seeing this resurgence in form for Kelechi is that, the way I say Kelechi, as if he's my senior man, as we call him, one of the reasons he's had this burst of form is the fact that he doesn't have to look over his back and think, okay, they're going to substitute me and bring in Jamie Vardy, or he has to come in as a sub for Jamie Vardy. Right now, he knows he's it. He's in the team. He's not going to get substituted for somebody else except for probably a specific or special tactical reason. But he knows there's no Vardy to take him off, so he's playing with a little bit more confidence now, knowing that after 65 minutes, you're not going to tell me to go out if we're not getting the results, or he's going to enter the game at 65 minutes. So that confidence, and I think, well, that kind of works because ever since they've been playing the two up front, him and Vardy, boom.
Maybe another team that will be looking at Kelechi and saying, you know what, maybe we'll have kept him.
City, right?
City.
But you know Pep and his pride.
Because of nowadays, you see them playing
false nine
with wingers having to play attack that 18-yard box. I think Kelechi would have been a better fit for City right now with all the supplies and assists that he can get from Kevin De Bruyne and the likes of Sterling and the likes of Mahrez. Because you look at, yes, Aguero living, what is at the end of the day will be a legend in the Premier League. But you look at Gabriel Jesus, you know what? I look at the form that Iheanacho now is in, and I look at Gabriel Jesus. I'll pick Kelechi.
Gabriel Jesus doesn't even start games anymore.
Doesn't even start games anymore. I'll pick Kelechi now. Like I said, if the African Footballer of the Year was done right now, Kelechi will be in that conversation, like I said. So he's doing well. Was I surprised that he scored? No, because He's been in superlative form. The confidence is so high. You saw the winner yesterday. They had played Palace. They were 1 goal down. He had an assist, gave and a goal. That goal was just. We'll see the highlights. It's been fantastic goal. I'm like, Kelechi, don't try this the FA Cup final. Don't try this FA Cup. Don't try this the FA Cup final.
Go, Kelechi.
Don't try this. Should Chelsea be afraid? Yes, they should. Because this is a player that is scoring from every angle of the pitch. Sent in the box, outside the box. He knows his positioning. You saw one of the goals that in their last, not this pre-ultimate game, where if he made a run and 2 defenders followed him, he just came back and allowed them go, and he just sliced the ball into the net. So, good one. I wish Nations Cup was just next month, so that this form, we will just take this form back to Super Eagles camp. And that player that scored yesterday was Victor Osimhen.
Right, Dixon, before we jump into the Real Madrid game, let's just quickly touch on NBA quickly. We didn't do that. The playoffs are upon us, and let's just quickly show you the table. We have the playoffs table, and let's just quickly run through that. It's an interesting situation, and the 2 conferences have, the tops of the 2 conferences have been decided, with the Utah Jazz on one side and the Brooklyn Nets on the other side. And Dixon's Lakers are
we won last night. We won last night. Let's we won last night.
Yeah, as good as your last win, right?
As good as the last win. We won last night, but again, we won Orlando. Lakers won 14-103. It was a game that, even without LeBron James, they should win, because you look like Orlando Magic. They've won only 14 games this season, so it was like a bottom side tip.
Yeah.
Lakers meeting bottom side. Like I always say, Lakers is 5th now. We have Denver Nuggets in 4th. If the playoffs should start now, they'll take on the Denver Nuggets. Now, the winner of that the Denver Nuggets and Lakers game, which I know Lakers will win, is going to take on the #1 seed.
So let's just quickly see on producer, if you can show us the playoff picture, so that we can see the charts and see exactly who's facing who, and we can just quickly run through that. It's called the playoff picture. We can quickly have a look at that, so that we can explain. There we have it, Dixon, on the screen. So we have the teams that finished 7, 8, 9, and 10. They're going to be vying for that last spot, while on both sides of the conferences, the Eastern and Western Conference. So we have in 9th and 10th, as the San Antonio Spurs, we take on the Golden State Warriors. Now the winner qualifies to play another round.
Yeah.
Between now the winner automatically from this, between the 7th and 8th, that's talking about the Portland Trail Blazers and the Memphis Grizzlies, automatically qualifies because you finished in the top position. However, the loser of that Memphis Portland game takes on the winner between San Antonio Spurs and Golden State Warriors, and they play the Utah Jazz.
Yes.
So that's how it's the same thing on the other side with Indiana Pacers and the Washington Wizards, and as well as the Miami Heat and Charlotte Hornets.
So what that is giving is that before, in the previous season, we had the 7th and 8th seed already. If you're there on the table,
you automatically
qualify.
Yeah.
But this time, before you become the 7th or 8th seed, there has to be a playoff in that group from 7th to 10. And when you do that playoff, after that playoff, they can, the 7th and 8th seed will emerge, and which is very fair, because end of it, you see that gap between the 7th and 10th. Sometimes it's just one game, and that one game, maybe your star player wasn't even playing and all that. So I think it's a good one. But like I always said, this playoff is a different ball game entirely. Utah is #1. They're probably the best team this season, the regular season. They'll be playing well defensively and in attack. But again, you've seen that last season where everybody thought the Clippers was going to take it all, but they didn't. They choked in Game 7 against the Denver Nuggets, and Denver Nuggets was in the final.